Chapter 5 The Siren of the Deep. The portal opened not in air, but in a current, swirling with sapphire light and ancient energy. Estevan, Amara, Malachi, and Elian were encased in glowing protective bubbles, guided by the moon tarot card Estevan had drawn just moments before. They descended into the depths of a lost underwater city known as Atlira, a myth older than Atlantis, where coral grew like stained glass and sea creatures shimmered with bioluminescent grace. Once a kingdom of song and spirit, it had been swallowed by time and buried in silence. Until now. The city pulsed with a strange rhythm, echoing through currents like a heartbeat. "She's here," Amara whispered. "I can feel her." In the center of the sunken plaza stood a throne made of pearl and obsidian. Upon it sat a figure, tall, elegant, and glimmering in blues and silvers. Their skin shimmered like moonlit water. Their long locks floated in the current like seaweed spun from stars. They were Princess Nyla, the Siren Oracle, a gender-fluid water being born of prophecy and power, who once sang with the ocean itself. With their voice, they could heal wounds, calm storms, or shatter steel. Their eyes opened as the group approached. "You broke the silence," Nyla said, voice like rippling tides. "The tarot called to me days ago, told me you'd come." Estevan floated closer. "We're gathering the royal ones, the gifted, the outcast, the legendary. You belong with us." Nyla tilted their head. "And yet you bring danger. Verelda's venom leaks even into these depths." As if summoned by name, dark ink poured from the cracks in the city floor. A monstrous shape rose. A kraken-born null, with tentacles of shadow and a face masked in gold. Its scream shook the ocean. Malachi spun a tune of resistance, the sound bursting in waves. Elian summoned kelp to hold it back. Amara glowed like the North Star. But it was Nyla who stepped forward, arms outstretched, and began to sing. Their voice surged in power, ancient syllables rolling through water like thunder. The Krakenborn writhed, twisted, and began to melt into harmless coral, purified by Nyla's song of truth. Silence returned. Estevan clapped once. "Okay, that was legendary." Nyla smiled softly. "If the world is to heal, I must rise again. I'm with you, Prince Estevan." Estevan grinned, taking their hand. "Welcome to the Alliance, Siren of the Deep." Now 5 strong, each royal with a gift tied to time, element, or spirit, Estevan's team is becoming unstoppable. But Verelda isn't just watching anymore. She's moving. Chapter 6 The Neon Oracle. The portal spat light as Estevan and his crew stepped into the chaos of Neoluma 9. Skyscrapers stretched into infinity, covered in vines that pulsed with LED veins. Drones zipped between floating markets. The ground? A jungle of glowing leaves, rebel graffiti, and tech grown wild. This future wasn't clean. It was alive. Malachi looked up, wide-eyed. "This place is loud." Elian touched a steel tree. "It's got roots, but they're digital." Estevan adjusted his crystal-framed shades and pulled the Wheel of Fortune tarot card. It glowed with pixelated fire. She's here, somewhere in the grid. And she was Princess Ayana, a legend even in this timeline. Part coder, part shaman, part goddess, Ayana was a techno-priestess who could manipulate time threads like code, speaking to machines in tongues forgotten by humans. But Verelda had sent her deadliest emissary to stop them. The Chrono Reaver, a mechanical phantom that devoured timelines to erase chosen destinies. The group traced a signal through the jungle tech city toward a temple shaped like a circuit board and pyramid combined. Inside, standing before a pulsating altar of liquid code, was Ayana, skin lit with silver lines, braids glowing like optic cables, eyes burning with awareness of everything. "I've been watching you," she said, her voice echoing like it had already been spoken. Estevan stepped forward. "We need you on the team. The battle's getting close." Ayana raised a finger. "I know, and the enemy knows I'm the key." Suddenly, the walls vibrated. Time bent. The Chrono Reaver appeared, its armor a broken clock, its body glitching between past and future forms. Ayana's altar flared. "I've been saving this move." She lifted her hands and time froze for a heartbeat. Estevan rapped a spell in reverse. Malachi dropped a note that sounded like tomorrow. Elian howled with the voices of wolves, past and future. Nyla sang in binary and moonlight. Amara summoned stars from a digital sky. Ayana slammed her palms into the ground. The Chrono Reaver fractured, exploding into shattered hours, gone forever. The lights dimmed. Silence. Estevan exhaled, smiling. "You're incredible." Ayana wiped sweat from her brow. So are you, timeless prince. I've waited lifetimes for this call. I'm in. With Ayana, the sixth royal, now awakened, the circle is nearly complete. The alliance spans earth, sky, sea, forest, stars, and time. But there is one last prince, the one Verelda fears the most, the Prince of Dreams, hidden in a pocket realm beyond time itself, where reality bends and imagination rules. Verelda is preparing for war. Chapter 7, The Castle, the Fire, and the Fracture. The shimmering portal opened once more, this time beneath a pink-gold sunrise, as Prince Estevan led his team back to where it all began, his castle in 1700s Houston, nestled between the hidden bayous and a sky that still remembered magic. The castle glowed like something from a dream, walls of carved obsidian and sandstone, domed towers lined with vines that whispered secrets, and a music hall where ancient melodies danced in the air like ghosts. Ayana stepped onto the polished marble floor. So this is where the verse began. Estevan grinned. My sanctuary, my studio, my heart. Nyla wandered into the grand hall, running their hands over floating crystal chandeliers that hummed with harmonics. It's alive with your energy. There were feasts, warm baths scented with jasmine and cedar, velvet robes and moonlit parties in the courtyard. Each room reflected Estevan's essence, luxurious, soulful, bold, and tender. For once, they all felt peace. And in the quiet hours of the evening, Prince Malachi joined Estevan on the balcony where the stars spilled like ink over a parchment sky. You know, Malachi said, sipping a glass of enchanted spiced wine, when I first heard you spit back in New Orleans, I knew you were dangerous, but I didn't know you were beautiful. Estevan turned, leaning on the railing with a half smile. You saying that now, or have you been thinking it since we battled a shadow kraken together? Malachi smirked. Maybe both. Their eyes held for a moment longer than it should have. A beat dropped in the background. No instrument, just energy. Then a hand brushed the other. Then a kiss that tasted like rhythm and thunder. But peace is never long when destiny's in motion. The next morning, a vision struck Amara, violent and raw. Verelda had cast an illusion over the realm of dreams to trap the final prince in an endless loop of false love and empty desire. Time was running out. Tension spiked in the war room. Elian argued that they should strike now, break Verelda's illusion while it was weak. Ayana insisted they needed a stronger plan or they'd lose more than they gained. Nyla, always in between, tried to bring calm, but even they couldn't keep the energy from cracking. Malachi stood abruptly. We can't wait around. We've already wasted time, Estevan snapped. We're not wasting anything. We're building unity. We're building trust. Malachi's jaw tensed. Is that what last night was? Trust? The room fell into silence. Estevan's expression darkened, but then softened. You think I'd fake that? You think I'd play you? Malachi looked away. I don't know. I've been alone too long to always know what's real. It felt like the alliance might splinter before the real war even began. But then Elian placed his hand on the table. We can't fall apart. That's exactly what Verelda wants. Divide us, isolate us, make us doubt what we've built. Ayana nodded. We're each other's anchors. Without that, we're just power with no purpose. Estevan looked back at Malachi. The tension dissolved into a look of apology. I care about you, but more than that, I trust you. Malachi's eyes softened. Then let's do this right, together. One by one, the team rejoined hands, 6 royals, united again in flame and forgiveness. Later that night, under moonlight and fireflies, the team stood before the tarot altar. Estevan flipped one card. It glowed brighter than any before. The dreamer. He's waiting, Estevan said. Trapped, but not lost. Ayana's fingers lit with energy. Coordinates locked. Amara's eyes burned with starlight. Let's bring him home. Estevan raised his staff. To the realm of dreams. Chapter 8, The Realm of Dreams. As the team gathered beneath the eclipse moon, Estevan held the Dreamer tarot card to the sky. The clouds parted. The air turned soft, surreal. For a moment, everyone felt like they were floating inside a melody. Ayana's voice shimmered. Coordinates aligned. Opening portal to the realm of dreams. A rift tore open. Not like the others. This one was quiet, intimate, like stepping into a memory you didn't know you had. They crossed the threshold. The realm of dreams was breathtaking. Skies painted in shifting colors, lavender, gold, ink. Forests where trees whispered lullabies. Rivers that reflected thoughts instead of faces. Every dream ever dreamt lived here, flowing like stories in the wind. but the peace was deceptive. "Something's wrong," whispered Elaine. "This place is singing the wrong tune." Nyla pointed. "There, at the Dreamspire." In the center of the dreamscape stood a palace made of glass, mist, and moonstone. Inside, a figure floated in sleep, surrounded by illusions of lovers, victories, safety. Prince Zephyr, dark curls like storm clouds, skin kissed by twilight, wings, yes, wings, folded around him like a shield. He was born of dream energy itself, a guardian, a mirror, a mystery. But he was trapped. Estevan stepped forward, heart pounding. "We have to break Varelda's spell." Before anyone could move, she appeared. Varelda, cloaked in midnight, eyes filled with fire and ice. She looked at Estevan like a bitter ex-queen. "You gathered your little royals. Cute, but you'll never wake him, because he doesn't want to wake up. I gave him everything he ever wanted." Malachi growled. "We're not leaving without him." Varelda sneered. "Then you'll stay here, all of you, dreamers forever, powerless, forgotten." She raised her hands and the illusions attacked. Every fear the royals had ever buried came to life. Ayana faced a future where her tech turned against her. Amara saw stars fading from the sky, abandoning her. Nyla's voice was silenced. Elian's forest burned in a loop. Malachi saw Estevan walk away. Estevan, he stood alone, the tarot deck crumbling in his hands, but then he heard a voice. "Zephyrs, you came for me," the prince whispered inside the dreamstorm. Estevan roared into the chaos. "This illusion's fake. This fear's not mine. I'm the verse in the void. I'm the truth in time. You can't cage what's already free. So wake, Zephyr. Come back to me." The dreamer tarot burst into flame and Zephyr opened his eyes. Light shattered the spell. Varelda screamed, "No!" Zephyr's wings stretched wide, blasting her with pure dreamlight. She vanished, not dead, but weakened. For now. Zephyr collapsed into Estevan's arms, blinking. "I saw you before I knew you. I felt your music in my dreams." Estevan smiled. "Welcome home, Prince." The circle was complete. 7 royals, each with their realm, each with a gift. The alliance was whole. And now they prepare for war, not just against Varelda, but for the future of all time, magic, and love itself. To be continued.
Stay tuned for chapters 9, 10, 11, and 12 next time on Prince of